Hey everyone, welcome to another Just Gaming video. So today I'm going to talk about a very recent release we got, and that is Apex Legends. It is finally been released on the Nintendo Switch. Now, for those of you who don't know, Apex Legends is a battle royale game made by the team behind Titanfall 1, 2, and probably more famous, Jedi Fallen Order. I was extremely excited for this release because, one, in my opinion, Apex Legends is the best battle royale game we ever got. I love Fortnite, it's probably my favorite one, but Apex is perfect. It's a great game. I love all the characters, or most of the characters I've played with. The map keeps changing. I think they crafted the perfect battle royale experience, and that was the reason why I was so excited, because this is one of the best multiplayer experiences we have right now, and I was so excited to finally get it on the go, because I love my Switch. My Switch is probably my second most played console. This was just perfect. And then I got the game, and then I played it, and I was extremely let down by it. Now, before I get into the actual reasons why I think it's not that good of a game, I gotta tell you that Nintendo does incredible games, and what they did with the Switch, to me, is really innovative. They got a console that can be a home console and also a portable console, and I think the concept of the Switch is brilliant, and I love the Switch as a console. It's probably my favorite favorite Nintendo console. It's pretty good. That said, I don't think Nintendo Switch is the best place for you to play a lot of, I don't want to say next gen titles. What do I mean by this? Okay, so let me talk a little bit about Apex Legends. Apex Legends is a game that, in my opinion, requires a lot of movement, and it requires a steady frame rate. Things that clearly aren't in the Apex Legends version on the Switch version. This is so weak, and I don't think it's because of the work that the team that ported the game into the Switch did. The team is Panic Button. They have done Doom, and they have done Doom Eternal. Two games I think are great on the Switch. They're not the best version, but they managed to make them run smooth at 30 frames per second on the Switch. So it is a great studio that is porting this game. I just don't think that this is one of those games that you can port simply to the Switch. Now, the game runs at, I think, 720p on docked, and if you're playing on your actual Switch handheld, it's probably going to run around 500 to 600p, and it looks really bad. It looks really bad. The textures don't pop. They take a lot of time to pop. The game, when you're running around and you get in actually like a big fight, the frame rates can drop a lot. This is just sloppy, and it just doesn't work. Now, you could say like, okay, but that's just the fault of the studio behind the port. I don't think so, because this is such a big game and it requires such heavy hardware to run, or at least better hardware than Switch to run, that they really did the best they could, but this is just not playable on the Switch. Now, yes, the Fortnite is on the Switch, and Fortnite runs just fine on the Switch, but I think the reason why Fortnite runs as good as it runs is because Fortnite has a style that allows it to, even on low-end PCs and even mobile, you can play the game, because the style and the way the game is structured allows you to play even with the worst possible specs. And Apex Legends, I think when you compare both games, like, okay, on Fortnite, it's really easy to distinguish a player from the map, because the styles allow the player to easily identify who are their opponents and what's just like a random house or whatever. I know this might sound stupid, but in Apex Legends, you can distinguish those two. It's because of the way the game was ported for the Switch. The Switch can handle more than we already got, and what we got isn't enough, because it is completely unfair. Even if you play with the PS4/Xbox/PC players, it's unfair. I'm sorry, it's unfair, because you're at such disadvantage. There's so many things going against you. The frame rates, like I said, suck. the style, the textures don't pop, and they take a lot of time to render. It's just a sloppy port, and I think it's because was such a big game to bring to the Switch, and the Switch clearly couldn't handle, but they really wanted to bring it to the Switch. I got applaud for not being a complete disaster. Like, I think if you play it only on Switch lobbies, maybe you'll have a good time, but even then, the Switch lobbies are kind of dead. I was playing it earlier today to get footage for this video, and I kind of played 2 matches over an hour. Like, over an hour, I only played 2 matches. That's really bad. Like, it took me a lot of time to find a match. I got a match. I played, like, I think I got like 3rd or 4th place, and then I got into another match like 20 minutes after, and I died instantly. And that is such a mood killer. Imagine waiting so long for a game. You get into a game, you drop in an area, and you immediately die when you land. That's gonna turn you off, and then you know that you're gonna go back to the menu to wait another 20 minutes for a match. That's such a mood killer to me, and I don't know if it's the reason. I don't know if it's because there's not a lot of people playing right now, or if there's a problem with the servers, but it's just not a good game. It's just not a good port, I guess. The game is great. I can't really fault the studio that ported, because I think they did as good of a job as they possibly could. It's just not a decent port, and it really hurts me. And I think Nintendo should really start to analyze which games can they port for the Switch and which games they can't, because honestly, playing on the Switch this version, it's just going to ruin your experience, because this version isn't good. And I don't think this is not a case that they can fix it, because I think this is the best the Switch can do, which unfortunately it is what it is. And I'm kind of scared that maybe one day they'll port Warzone. No, don't port Warzone into the Switch. It's not gonna fucking work. They might port other games, but like, maybe take a look at what you're trying to put on your console, because your console clearly has a lot of limitations. They always promoted this as like it can battle like the PS4 and Xbox. No, it can't. It shouldn't battle, because Nintendo Switch is its own thing. I'm happy that at least we get this version for the people that don't have any other way of playing the game, so they still can experience the game. They're going to experience a really bad version of the game, but they still can experience it. That's good. But other than that, this is just not something I intend on putting hours and hours and hours onto, which sucks, because I love playing the game on my PS4. It's a great game, and I love the portability side of my Switch, and I love the idea of like going on a trip, or going out and then thinking, I have like 20 minutes to kill, let me get into a match of Apex and just have fun. Unfortunately, I'm probably not gonna play more, because this is just not up to not even my standards, just regular standards. You can't really enjoy this. I'm sorry. But to end this on a kind of positive note, I did make some research, and I came up with a few games that I think you can bring onto the Switch, and I think you can easily make a good port of these games and make them work wonders on the Switch. So my first pick is League of Legends Wild Rift. If you don't know, League of Legends Wild Rift is basically a mobile version of League of Legends that came out last year for Apple, and I don't know if it's already on Android, but it's coming on Android, so it's either already on Android or it's coming. This is a cool version of League of Legends for people that, never tried League of Legends. This is a very cool experience. Like, it's not the same experience obviously as playing on PC, but it is a pretty good and pretty fun experience. It runs really smoothly on iPhone and iPad, so I can definitely see them bringing this over the Switch. There's already some MOBAs on the Switch. I think Arena of Valor, I've played that when it came out. It runs beautifully on the Switch. They also have Smite, also runs really well on the Switch. I think they can easily bring this game, and it's a big IP to bring over to the Switch, because it's League of Legends. It's one of the most played games of all time. Still on the MOBA side of things, I could also devise Heroes of the Storm. Heroes of the Storm is also a MOBA, Like I said, it's the MOBA game from Blizzard. Think of Heroes of Storm as more of a less competitive League of Legends, and it's a more casual game. The matches don't take as long because in League of Legends you can get up to like an hour of a match. In Heroes of Storm you don't get near those times, but it's a cool game, it's a fun game. Like I said, I think you can bring this over to the Switch. Maybe you're gonna see a little bit of a downgrade on some aspects, but you can easily bring this to the Switch and enjoy it, which is the most important part. The next one I also want to recommend, going actually back to Riot Games, Valorant. Valorant is not that big of a game in terms of like graphics or mechanics and everything. Like, it's a very contained game. I think you can easily bring it to the Switch. Like I said, you're probably going to see a little bit of downgrade here and there, but I think this game could run really well on the Switch. I think right now it's only on PC. I think there's no plans on bringing them over to the Switch or any other console, but I think it would work really well on the Switch. And you know, it's another popular title, popular multiplayer title for the Nintendo console. And you know, I really think this could work well, knowing how the gameplay works and how it's very it's a very contained game. I was gonna also recommend Fall Guys, but Fall Guys already coming to the Switch, so I'm hoping that port is gonna be great, because I think there's like I said, I think Fall Guys is one of those games that can easily work on the Switch. With this video, I just wanted to first talk about this really disappointing port, but also mention how we shouldn't try to put everything on the Switch, because I see this trend coming up where if it's popular, if it's out there, they gotta get it on the Switch. No, we don't need it, and that's fine, because the Switch has its own title. Switch has I love third-party support to the Switch, but you gotta know your limits, and I think Apex was way out of their leagues. It wasn't gonna run well. It's not running well. There's a lot of problems, a lot of bugs. It just doesn't work on the Switch, and it's really unfortunate, but it is what it is. And I hope from now on, please don't put like Warzone on the Switch, because that's not gonna work. Don't put Rainbow Six Siege on the Switch, because actually that one might kind of work. I don't know, but yeah, no, we gotta know the limits when it comes to the Switch. I don't think the limit. Maybe if we down the line get like a Switch Pro 4K, maybe we can get this game actually running decently, but with the Pro that we have right now, this is not good. And I think people noticed, because the lobbies are pretty empty, unless you switch to crossplay. But in my opinion, you shouldn't crossplay, because you're gonna be in a really big disadvantage. Yeah, that concludes my video of the week. I guess you could call it video of the week. I usually try to do like either once a week or maybe twice or once in like 2 weeks. I try to do a video where I talk about something gaming related, and I did one on Outriders when the demo came out. I did one on Avengers that got a little bit of hate, but I was just being honest. And now I did this one on Apex, which I might also get hate, but we'll see. Before I go, I want to plug our Twitch, because we will be live streaming Apex on the not on the Switch, on the PS4/PS5 version, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, just keep it here at Just Gaming for all your gaming news / reviews, previews, whatever. Check us out on Twitch if you want to see us play some games. And yeah, that's all from me, and I hope we see you in the next video. Bye.